morning, everybody. Welcome to Project Peanuts Party. I just worked a 10-hour shift, so I'm sorry if I jumble through this. It was my first day back from being sick. I'm drained. I'm still breathing weird, but I made it. I lived. Good news. Anyway, this one is for men's health. I did one around Mother's Day called Code Word Vagina. So I was like, I had to do a funny name for the guys. So Project Penis Party. And I realized that sounds like a porno, but I kind of did that on purpose. Clickbait. Anyway, at least I'm honest. Plus, at least it makes me chuckle saying it. But I'm just going to go through some basic health stuff. As a man, you might not know, or your husbands if you're watching this, or your boyfriends. Really quick, I'm just going to brush through the health stuff. I'm going to get into, like, helping you, get your testosterone up and your sperm count up if you're into that stuff or need that stuff. Again, very brief. Then I'm going to get into... I did a Google research about the common answers women gave. So we're going to do top 10 ways women appreciate men around the house, 10 things women find most attractive about men, 10 things women wish men would get better at in bed, 10 things women don't actually like anymore, and 10 things older kids say they miss about their dad. So, I researched some funny stuff. So we're going to get some health stuff out of the way. It's important for you to know. Men's health isn't really talked about, but there's all kinds of stuff that can go on down there. I'm not going to get into all of it. I don't understand a lot of it. Clearly, I don't have a penis. Sorry, it's getting later in the morning, so it's warming up. But I wanted to do my due diligence. So, what are the most common men's health issues? This is an array of things, stuff with your junk, and just overall the top 10 things that affect men. So, obviously, prostate cancer is on the list because that's something specific to men. They do say around the age of 50 is when you should start getting prostate cancer testing. But they say that you should start testing down here for colon and rectum cancer around 45. I would just do it at the same time. And then again at 50, just do the prostate one. I'm not really sure how often you have to do the colon cancer screening. It is rigorous prep to get a colonoscopy. That just... checks your whole track. They give you a pill the night before you go. You poop a lot. It's not fun. And then you go in and they put a tube up your butt, but you're asleep. And they suck out all the stuff. And they test you for colon cancer and rectum cancer. I don't know if I can say this right. Colorectal cancer. That's when you have, I think, colon and rectal cancer. Don't quote me on it. I'm not a doctor, but these are the 3 cancers that are specific to, well, you can get, as a woman, you can get colon and rectum cancer, but it's more common in men. So start getting, as well as bladder cancer and melanoma, that's skin cancer. Men are more susceptible to that, as well as pancreatic cancer, liver, and these are hard words, hepatic bile duct. Something about when you have blockages in your bile that can back up inside your body. AIDS and STD are higher in men in this day and age, so keep continuously getting tested every 10 years for AIDS. My throat. Sorry. STDs aren't always visible and noticeable in men. I know it's painful for you guys to get STD testing, so I wouldn't recommend it every month unless you are, experiencing unprotected, oh my god, the birds are chirping, unprotected sex with a lot of partners. Then yes, you should be testing all the time. it really depends on your activity. If you're with someone and you're, once a year, if you're like in a committed relationship, and the only reason why I say once a year is because AIDS can sit in your body and HIV for a while. Like even up, don't quote me on it, but I think it can go up to like 10 years before it starts. Sometimes that's very rare, but still, keep testing for that. High blood pressure and heart disease is higher in men. Diabetes and low blood sugar affects men a lot. You should get your, as you age, you might be very healthy and not have a problem, but once you start hitting your 30s, you might be noticing a slowdown in your energy, in your drive, in your sex drive. This is when you're around 35 is when your testosterone levels can dip, as well as like your B12 and your vitamin levels. Anemia can start showing itself. That's when you bruise easily. You don't have a lot of energy in your POW. So always, as you age, if you are feeling effect in your energy, if you're feeling an effect in your libido, which is your sex drive, don't be embarrassed. It's a very easy fix for the most part, especially when you're younger. Your testosterone levels can dip, and you just got to take a supplement and get it back up again, and then you'll boing, back to regular scheduled programming. You'll want to. And the other vitamins too, especially iron and B12, that really affects your energy, your moods, all that kind of stuff. So if you feel any dips, go to the doctor, get a checkup. All they gotta do is take your blood. They'll check all your vitamins through your blood. Sometimes they ask for urine too. Get yourself tested. The more you age, the more susceptible you are, men, to kidney stones. If you drink iced tea or soda, if you are a heavy dairy eater, these are all things that are common and known to give men kidney stones. Like I said, it's the equivalent of birth for what we feel in birth is what men feel, pretty much passing a kidney stone or at least a severe contraction, because you guys aren't meant to pass things through there, whereas I feel like women, doesn't matter which hole, I just feel like we're better at it. It's still painful for women. I get them all the time, but it's not as painful. So always be checking your kidneys. Anytime that like your pee is really, really yellow, this is a signifier, men, that you are dehydrated, not drinking enough water. If your pee is very, very stinky, that's also a sign of not drinking enough water, but that could also be a sign of an STD, and the only sign a man may present is pee smell and like ejaculation smell. Like sometimes you don't get like anything else that manifests but a scent. So anytime there's a scent, go to the doctor, or start pumping the water and see if it goes away. But just keep in mind, some vegetables that you eat will change your pee. Like asparagus, that makes everybody's pee smell weird. Onions, like what did you eat that day? Think about it for a minute before you freak out. Again, with the testosterone levels, those dip all throughout your life. They can go up and down. You might have to take supplements for a while, and then you're good, and then you might have to pick it up again. That's normal. You can control your testosterone levels with exercise and diet. Google foods that are rich in that. I didn't go too much into that, but just to let you know, you can control it without supplements through food and exercise if you keep up on it. Exercise every day is also a natural way to boost your libido, because which again is your sex drive, that gets your cardiovascular system stronger, and it makes you more energetic. It releases more melatonin in your body. Men, also, melatonin dips are more common in men. You don't need antidepressants. You can go to the store and get something called St. John's wort. It sounds disgusting, but I used to take it as a kid. It's a natural herbal supplement that helps your mood, helps you be happy, and it's not a narcotic. It grows in the ground. It's a plant, and it's cheap. I think it's like $10. Again, St. John's wort. You can just take it in the morning with your coffee, and it just helps. They have all kinds of stuff. There wasn't a lot of products that I could find for men, but Hims, HIMS, is a site that has a lot of amazing products for you. Go to that site. I'm sure they have supplements for that. Stroke and liver disease is also common in men. Liver failure, kidney failure, or transplants, and COPD is more common in men. So take care of your bodies, gents. And then again, specific problems for men is erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation, or delayed ejaculation. Something called Peyronie's disease, which is a repeated penile injury during sex or in an activity, a significant bend in the penis from an injury. Basically with that, like, not a slight curve, like that shit is straight pointing in the wrong, but it's from an injury. I don't know if that goes away, if that's permanent. I was too scared to dig into that. I did not know that was a thing. Google it, man. I don't even have one now, and I was like, to the left, I cannot deal. I don't have one, but ouch. Low sex desire as well. That's controlled by mood, like melatonin, testosterone. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating well? Exercise. Erectile dysfunction isn't always controllable by diet and exercising. Sometimes you do need like Viagra, but you can go on Hims, HIMS. They have all kinds of natural supplements for this specifically. There's tons of reasons that cause it. I was Googling it, like stress is the number one cause of erectile dysfunction. Not getting enough sleep, not eating right, wearing tighty whities is actually apparently bad for men. It like pushes your balls and your wiener in a way it's not supposed to. It's actually better to just let them. And some like boxer briefs is okay. I'm not saying tighty whities are bad, but if you are experiencing erectile dysfunction, maybe try going from briefs to boxer briefs. That's a little bit more looser, or boxers. Premature ejaculation, there is like supplements that help you, but this is more of a mental thing. I don't know how to counsel a man because I'm not one, so I just kind of feel like a little bit of a hypocrite. But I know that women kind of have the opposite. It's really hard for them to ejaculate, so their mind has to like really focus to get that O. And to not get that O, you're gonna have to really focus is what I'm saying, and everybody's gonna have their own way of doing it, whether it's like thinking about something that just totally, and sometimes it's not controllable, sometimes it's a condition. And you know what, I think the best way to handle that is to find somebody who is willing to like, okay, so you fool around, so you got off. Finish them through foreplay and then try again in a couple of hours. I feel like practice makes perfect here. And if you still are practicing it and it's not getting any better, I would suggest seeing a professional. Because maybe it's something that you need medicine to help with, or they might have better advice for you. I don't have one, so I don't want to like mislead you. But delayed ejaculation, I feel like is the same thing. It's a mental game, and supplements sometimes can help. Talk to your doctor. This is crazy, but too much sex can, well, we all know it can cause dehydration if you don't keep the water, and exhaustion and fatigue. That's normal. But the long-term effect, like if you have sex too much in your life, cardiovascular shutdowns and system damages. Like, you can literally destroy your nervous system and your heart from too many orgasms in your life. I checked this on several sites to make sure it wasn't some hogwash, and it's technically true. So if you are a sex addict and you are having sex multiple times a day, it is technically not good for your health. You are shortening your life by at least 5 years, and then if you do it for a decade, that's 10 years possibly, because you're taxing. It takes your body a lot of effort and a lot of work to have an orgasm. If it was easy, it would be having them all day. You know what I mean? I just feel like that's the Spirit's way of limiting our fun. Like, okay, stop doing that, get back to work now. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta cap it, or these humans are just gonna do this all day. There's something called arthritis. I don't know. It's inflammation of the testicles that can happen from injury. It's most commonly from too much sex, like having sex too long. Inflamed prostate that narrows the urethra and pee tube. That's called prostatitis, which means it hurts to pee because your balls are swollen because you had sex too much, or you have an injury. Foods that help men with their sex drive: avocados, watermelon, extra virgin olive oil, broccoli, black raspberries, pine nuts, pumpkin and sunflower seeds. Boost zinc levels, so any supplement with zinc is your friend. Bananas, celery, any kind of meat. And there's something really great called maca root, M-A-C-A root, R-O-O-T, and that's nature's Viagra. So it'll give you a boner, and it will make you have a higher sperm count at the same time. So if you don't want to take Viagra, try that maca. Is it maca or maca? M-A-C-A. I guess you could say it either way, depending on where you're from. Alright, so what can increase your penis strength? A nutritious diet, getting regular exercise, limiting your alcohol intake, getting enough sleep, and reducing your stress. That makes a strong wiener for our penis party. That sounded really dirty. My bad. How to naturally raise your sperm count. Take D-aspartic acid supplements. D-A-S-P-A-R-T-I-C. Asparatic? How do you say these words? I'm dyslexic. Acid supplements. Get enough vitamin C and D. Okay, I'm going to spell this out for you. T-R-I-B-U-L-U-S. Tribulus. And then the second word is T-E-R-R-E-S-T-R-I-S. Pteristritis. I don't know. This is why I didn't go to medical school. I had enough time with law school. Google, how do you say the long-ass, mile-long words? Dyslexic people are like, I give up halfway through this word. It's hard. That's a medical herb to enhance male fertility. Turbulus tertiatus. Again, first word, T-R-I-B-U-L-U-S. Second word, T-E-R-R-E-S-T-R-I-S. Google search. Don't wear tight underwear. Cut down on caffeine and masturbation. And massage your balls at least twice a day. I didn't say masturbate. I said massage your balls. Like, when a woman gets a boob job, for a set amount of days, they have to massage that implant so it's not stiff and hard and firm. Sometimes your ballies get a little stiff and hard and firm, and just wiggling them a couple times a day will loosen them up. It's not going to help everybody, but sometimes just, your balls need a little TLC, and they'll give you what you need. Some words you might hear, again, libido. Your doctor says that's your sex drive. How's your libido? Which means, how often do you want to have sex? Are you having sex an appropriate amount of time? Are you having any trouble there? And then you're going to hear something called sperm motility. That just means how you're good spermies. When they say your sperm motility is, that's your good swimmers. So that's a good word. All right, let's talk about 10 ways women say that they appreciate their men doing around the house, or other men dating other men. I don't, specify. I did search for women's answers, so men's answers might be different. I just have to put that in there. So the number one answer was repairing appliances. Apparently, women find that also very sexy. Patching walls or roofs, hanging up paintings and photos, moving furniture around or carrying in items that are heavy, fixing a clog or a leak, emptying the dishwasher or doing the dishes or putting the dishes away, taking the trash out, including to the curb, cooking a meal, getting the groceries and supplies, cleaning the windows and gutters, and mowing the lawns. So those are the most common things that spouses say. I appreciate my person for doing this. All right, so let's go to 10 things women find most attractive about men. These are the top 10 answers. They're not going to be true for everyone. I just did a general search. Number 1 is manners, respect, and chivalry. 2, body, physique, and appearance. 3, scent. 4, eye contact. 5, sensitivity to others or having empathy. Number 6, loyalty and respect. I guess that goes with 1, though. Number 7, faithfulness. Isn't that also loyalty, women? I didn't read these. I just, was writing the most common answers. Protectiveness and feeling safe, being protective of them, but not in a domineering way. There was a very, in parentheses, too domineering can have the adverse effect with women. Romantic gestures, words, or displays of affection. And good parenting and good to elderly and kids and people in general. Those are all things women find it's not just about sexy, but find appealing. These are what they look for. Qualities in long term, not just for, bow chicka wow. All right, 10 things women wish men would get better at in bed. I don't like the number 1 answer because I get creeped out. But eye contact, apparently most women are look into my eyes. I'm like, no. Too intense. Stop it. I don't like it. My eyes are gateways to my soul, so I don't not do it, but I don't do it for too long or you're going to know all my secrets. Now! Number 2, cuddling. Number 3, foreplay time to be extended. Basically, women feel like you don't fondle them enough before you get into the bow chicka wow. It's a quick okay. No, women are slow down. Take your time. We can get off more than once. I feel that, ladies. For oral sex. So apparently men aren't as good as they think they are. So I'm going to summarize because I had quite a hilarious search. I was like, all right, I got to see what they're saying. Why do they think? Because out of everything, all I could think, bless Dane Cook for this, but all I could think of was DJ Diddles. And I was like, distracted myself. And I went on this whole thing. And basically, don't do this. on your lady's clitoris, okay? Why do you think that rough and fast is something? I mean, some women like that, but apparently most women complain that, like, men think they're right. They like touching of it, but it's like, I guess they don't have one, so they don't understand. You guys are too rough with the clitorises, okay? Gentle, little rosebuds, okay? Apparently women think that you're just, like, going in there, like, and they're just like, okay. They pretend. They're faking it a lot during oral sex. The most admitted thing that women say they fake it is not actually during intercourse. It's when their person does oral sex. And, like, some men think that they sit there and, like, spell out the alphabet. That does not work either. That was literally in there. I'm like, how do they know they're doing the alphabet? They're like, okay, I feel the A. Like, remember that game when you were, like, drawing on someone's arm? Like, what letter am I doing? Are they doing that with their JJs? If they're doing that, then they're bored, okay? Men? Basically, you need to, like, explore. It's an expedition. Not just stay in one spot. I'm surmising what they said. And don't be too abrasive and rough. Overall, that's what they're saying. Yeah, clitoral stimulation is something that you guys need to work on. Porn lies to you. There are women out there that like rough sex, and I'm not degrading that at all. Some women like to be slapped, you know, on their, you know. So if your lady is into that, they might like rough clitoral play, okay? You gotta base this on your lady. But most women think that you guys just got it all wrong. Like, sensitive. Be sensitive. Women like our engines revved slowly, is what I learned through this whole thing. They want you to get better at thrusts and intercourse movements. Like, some guys out there, you guys do some weird, like, moving around. Like, most women are like, what the fuck is this? I don't know exactly, but I feel like maybe you guys just get bored and just like, I'm gonna go right. I don't know, but sometimes it's not a good time for them. You have to get better at your bedroom talk, apparently. I don't think I'm normal. Anyway, you also have to get better at your personal grooming and your scents. Apparently, men, you are salty, and you guys most commonly have foul-smelling junk. It's the number one complaint. They're salty and they smell funny. And you guys have to shave or cut or something. Like, we don't like hairs in our mouth either. Kissing. Apparently you guys don't kiss your ladies enough during, the actual intercourse. Not like the foreplay. Learning where our G-spots are. Apparently you guys don't have it right all the time. Just ask your lady, do I know where it is? Like, don't be afraid. These conversations only help you have a better sex life. And your lady's gonna be like, my man wants to please me. I mean, that's how I would take it. I'm like, they want to know if I'm liking it. They're interested in my experience. And rate me. Oh, that sounded like rape me. I said rate. R-A-T-E. Like, on the apps. Rate me. How is my performance? Do I get 4 stars? Or 5? You don't need to be funny about it. 10 things women don't actually like anymore, men. This was interesting. Being told what to wear or how to dress. It's just not cool at all. These young bucks, my generation especially, we're going to tell you to go fuck yourself. This is not 1812. I'll wear what I want. I don't care if my TTs are out. I don't care if you think my skirt is too low. If you can't trust me, that's your problem. This is apparently women's attitude. I'm surmising. Being told they have to pick between career and parenting. Women of this day and age believe 100% that you can have both. There is no more picking. They don't want to have to pick, and they resent when they have to. Unless you guys discuss amongst yourself that one of you is going to stay home, then that's your decision. Again, base this on your lady. Expecting to want kids. Some women don't want kids at all, and just because they're a woman doesn't mean that they want kids. So don't expect that you're getting into a relationship with a woman that they're going to want to have kids. You have to have these conversations when you're dating. Just don't expect them to be a female and have a uterus and actually want to have kids, because you might get involved with someone, you might want kids, and then you're like in something for a couple years and they're like, I don't want fucking kids. I don't want kids at all. You know what I mean? You're going to be like, don't assume that all women want them. They don't like making less than their spouse. They don't like that the men, I think this is causing a lot of contention in relationships. Women are so frustrated about the pay gap that they really don't, they want to, and I assume are striving to make more than their husbands. It's like this young generation is like, they want to be the breadwinner or equal to the husband, if that makes sense. Not being allowed to go out without their men. This is like girls' night out, going to a grocery store, going to see their family. They don't like men that insist that they always go places in pairs. It's a major turnoff, apparently. I agree with that, actually. When you take your rings off, this pisses women off. They don't understand. Like, even reading in the comments, like, my husband says he takes his wedding ring off at the gym because he doesn't want to lose it exercising. And they're like, I exercise with my ring and I've never had that problem. They always feel like it's shady. They always feel like you're doing something shady, unless the only time they felt it was acceptable was if you're taking it off for bed. That was specifically mentioned. I'm not talking about when they put it on the nightside table. They're home with me, is basically what they're saying. When you go out and you take your ring off, most wives find that offensive. Whether they say so or not, that's what the data showed. They don't like cooking all the meals. This generation does not want to be anybody's Betty Crocker. They don't like public sex. And surprisingly, they are... It's flipping. It's like men like public displays of affection, and women are like, no, we have to keep it professional. You know what I mean? It's funny how the roles switch with generations. But let's talk about 10 things kids say their dads are best for. Like, this is like current kids. Like, what's your favorite thing about your dad? Or what when you think about your dad, what do you think of? These are their top 10 answers, like little kids. Jokes and being funny. Being on time, reliable, and stable. But also, the negative, the next one was not showing up, being late, or absent too much. So they're both on there. That's sad. Coaching and playing sports. Helping with projects and homework. Helping the other parent say yes. So basically, all the kids are like, Daddy helps me get mommy to say yes. That's cute. Watching movies with, going on trips or camping with, teaching them stuff, and grilling and cooking. It's cute. Let's talk about 10 things older kids say they miss about their dad, usually when they're like living far away or when they sadly passed away. The number one answer was their laugh and their sense of humor, aka dad jokes. Their scent. They miss their dad's smell. They're like, my dad always smelled like peppermint or this cologne. People always remember how their parents smell for some weird reason. Hugs and kisses. There's like a distinct way your dad hugs you. Apparently that's a common thing. My dad always does the side hug. My dad's a side hugger, so I guess that makes sense. They miss their dad's advice. They miss their dad's friendship and like confiding in them. They missed when they made their favorite dish or recipe, like dad's pasta or dad's steak or something. They miss a saying they said or a story they told or a song they sang. So something they repeated through their life. They miss their support and protection. They miss how they always come no matter what. When they needed them, their dad was there. Oh. And the last one was surprising, but they actually missed their tics and habits and the things that used to bother them all the time about their fathers. Did we get it all? I think so, guys. 36 minutes. I'm getting closer to the 30-minute mark. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this penis party. I know I couldn't, get to the nitty-gritty, but I don't have a penis, and I can do only so much research to understand it, and this really should be coming from a man, but I wanted to support you for Father's Day and give you some fun stuff. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do next week. I have to think about it, but I will put it in the community post. Again, these will be every Monday before 10 a.m. And they're always going to have a quirky title. I don't know what to do next week. I'll ponder it while I'm working tomorrow. It'll give me something to do. Anyway, love and light. Toodaloo boo boos. Bye.